Hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Allegendly Podcast, where me and my co-host get a mystery topic coupled with some mystery facts, and it's our job to figure out which facts are real and which facts are fake. My name is Alex, and with as always is Joe. So, new year, new you.
Same Joe.
No resolutions this year. Like
I'm reveling in the last few weeks before we just become enemies of the state.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm sure there are keywords that we're not allowed to say anymore.
I'm sure they're just looking up voter registrations and like, he's on a list.
So we'll see. I guess. But 2025, it started out okay. Got a resolution to lose weight, which is good. Just like 99% of Americans. Gyms are filled. When do you think the gyms start tapering off around this time? About 1 week in, I think it would start tapering.
I believe the second Friday in January is called Quitter's Day.
Second Friday, huh? Damn.
Yeah. So we got 1 more week.
I think it's 3 weeks to build a habit. They're like right there.
Yeah. No, I think it's very telling that like within like, I don't know, a 6-block radius, like 3 new gyms have been built. I imagine 2 of them will be closed by June.
Yep. No. But we got a podcast topic today, and I'm hoping it's a little bit less depressing than the possibility of 2025 being depressing.
You know, look, most things are, so
yeah,
there's a pretty good chance.
It's got a high probability.
Yeah. It's not impossible, but it's a pretty high bar.
So, all right. So today's podcast topic is honorifics, titles, nicknames, and awards.
Ooh, okay. Oh, award season is coming up.
Ooh.
So
right. I know you know this. But I'm gonna test you. Right? What's the difference between the Grammys, the Oscars, and the
Golden Globes?
Nope. The Emmys.
Okay. So I got the Grammys, the Emmys, and the Oscars.
Yes.
Grammys are for music, Emmys for television, Oscars are for film.
That was only half right. The Emmys and the Oscars.
There's 3 fucking questions. How can it be half on that?
Emmys and Oscars, right? Don't count. They're garbage. All right.
I mean, to be fair, like
Grammys are where it's at.
Yes. Everybody respects the Grammys. Well-known fact.
No, I'm okay with any awards. I like awards. I am a big fan of awards and nicknames and titles. I never had one. I never had a nickname. I never had a title, and I've only had a small amount of awards in my life. So, yep. But if I'm also a fan though. Like, hot take, I guess. Like participation awards. Like, I like to be recognized that I tried. I don't need a first, second, or third place to actually like achieve something.
Yeah.
Like, going to the Olympics is a big deal, right? Just
Sorry. Have you ever seen videos of the former NBA player taking just people to task? He's called Big Red. He's a big ginger and played for the I believe he played for the Celtics. And he was like, at some point people were just like, "You're the worst player in the NBA." And he goes, "I sure am. I'll beat the shit out of you though."
Yeah.
Like the worst player. And he's just like, the worst player in the NBA still plays in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I had to play against LeBron James.
Yeah.
The fuck did you do today? Like, you know, like
100%.
Yeah. So like 100. Yeah, dude. Like getting into that club is an award in itself. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. I will say this too, not to, beat my own chest, but like our podcast is fucking good. Like we're fucking good. All right.
Don't look at the view count, but like, yeah.
No, you know what? Fuck that. We're good. We're fucking. We're
great.
Look,
we're the weird indie band.
Yeah.
There's like 10 people that know about us, but they're like fucking amazing. Like the second we get like 100,000 views, they're like fucking sellouts.
Dude,
that's the dream.
They're gonna be mad.
The dream.
The handful of viewers that we have right now, like the 30 plus or whatever people that we have, right? Fucking, they're gonna be upset when we hit that fucking 10K mark, that 100,000. But they're also gonna be the ones that are like, we were there.
look at these guys, too big for their britches now.
And I will treat them like garbage.
I mean, once you ascend, like, I can't be seen with pores.
Thank you for your service, I guess. Support.
Right. Ugh. Anyways, when I'm getting ready for the morning, I mix up a big old glass of AG1. It's got probiotics and kale.
Mushroom coffee.
It's great.
So, all right. Well, you ready for the...
Nothing says allegedly like gut.
All right, here we go.
Anyways, honorifics.
Fact number 1. Queen Elizabeth II was awarded the title of Admiral in the Great Navy of the state of Nebraska. There's a lot to unpack there.
Like, look, I'm not a geography major. Last time I looked, I don't think Nebraska has a fucking pond.
Yeah.
Let alone, why would there be an admiral there? Or the Navy?
You know what it sounds like? You
remember Can you swim in corn?
They are, if you can.
I mean, like...
And they would, if you could.
Right? Like, I mean, no shade to Nebraska, but not known for its, its Navy? Vistas and waterways.
I mean, I guess the Navy can do more? Like, could you be a Navy and build the ships, right? Like,
I guess.
But would you have a dedicated Navy for that? I guess.
Also, why would Nebraska give Queen Elizabeth any title at all?
I don't even know who Queen Elizabeth
is. Why is she going to Nebraska?
The title of Admiral. This is such a weird question that I feel like it's
kind of true, right?
Right. Yeah. Like, this is like a fuck with me kind of question.
Yeah, dude. Like, also good on Nebraska for being like, yeah, you can be fucking Admiral, I guess.
What if this is like a toss-up bullshit thing that we gave like England because they're too dumb to realize that it's not real?
Well, she probably never actually went to Nebraska. She's like, oh yes, the lovely state of Nebraska. I'm Admiral there, apparently.
I mean, she was so old. Wait, Queen Elizabeth II, though, was that the last queen? Was that technically the second?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe they awarded her Admiral. Just like, it's kind of like
how. She's been around since fucking World War II, so she's like been maybe around
before Nebraska was a state.
She was 200 years old. She was a vampire.
She probably knew. She probably was like, "That's ridiculous. Nebraska is landlocked.
Yeah,
there ain't no Navy."
She returned that title.
Yeah. What if this is a fuck you?
Or little did we know, Queen Elizabeth II drove her navy to Nebraska.
I call them land ships. It's like, that's a car.
Like everyone else calls them cars.
Yeah. Oh, this is my big land ship. That's a truck. That's a truck.
They were going to give her the title of Postmaster General, and then she showed up, and she's like, "Look at all these land ships," and they're like, "Fuck it, make her Admiral, I guess." Look at a whole river of land ships. Like, that's a highway.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, they go so fast.
I've never seen fields of gold. Like, fucking corn. All right. Like,
you're the admiral of this place now.
How much would a stalk of corn cost? I say $150. Like,
sure.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Admiral.
You got it. Yeah. We'll send a fleet of ships to come pick you up at the airport. From the sky boats.
Yeah. Oh. Look, sky boats.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure the airport here is called Sky Harbor.
And the captain of tomorrow? Like, what?
Yeah,
holy shit.
I think people just get confused. Like, when you're fucking 200 years old, your memory goes.
Sky Harbor sounds like from like a sci-fi book from the 1800s.
It does. And
in the far-off land of 1981, the Sky Harbor captain and his sassy gal pal Penny.
Set a course, Penny.
Yeah.
We're going to the sky base. So we're just gonna go true, right? Like,
oh yeah,
it has to. Yeah. It's so dumb.
Once we said she confused cars for boats, I'm in.
You're in.
Yeah.
It hooked you.
Yeah.
All right. I hooked me too. I love it. So we're going to go true in fact number 1 that Queen Elizabeth II was awarded the title of Admiral in the Great Navy of the state of Nebraska. 3, 2, 1. Bam. It is true.
All right.
God damn it.
Look at that.
This is from Ranker.com and Wikipedia. All right, here we go. The Admiral of the Great Nebraska Navy is a legit honorary title. The state's highest civic award issued by the governor. The tongue-in-cheek title is intended as a humorous reference to the fact that Nebraska is the only triple landlocked state, meaning on every border, you have to go through 3 states before you get to a coastline, and therefore has no navy. So I'm not sure. Wait. It's the greatest honor, like civic honor they can give, but it's like a fuck you.
Yeah. They sarcastically give out an honorific? Okay.
The highest achieving civilian in Nebraska is given a fuck you. Think about that. Like
that's like
humanitarian.
Oh, look at Fancy Pants, the highest honorific in Nebraska.
Think about this. Like, you could be the guy that like cures homelessness in Nebraska. You have a 0% homeless rate, done some amazing things, humanitarian efforts, all that shit, and they're like, great job. You're an admiral. Here you go.
Look at you. You're a Nebraska 10.
You're a Nebraska super citizen.
It's the award equivalent of like an LA 3.
Oh my God. And then they just like, it comes with a pen and a certificate signed by the governor.
Yeah. You melt that down, you could almost buy a Grammy.
So it says here that the certificate reads, I, the governor of Nebraska, do strictly charge and require all officers, seamen, tadpoles, and goldfish. Dude, okay. I'm going to start this again.
I'm liking this award more and more.
And I, the governor of Nebraska, do strictly charge and require all officers, seamen, tadpoles, and goldfish under the command to be obedient to your orders as admiral. And you are to observe and follow from time to time such directions you shall receive according to the rules and discipline of the Great Navy of the state of Nebraska. Okay, so not to be too vulgar, but they transitioned from people things to animal things.
Yeah.
And semen has a double meaning. So
look, I love the idea that in some context, goldfish and the former Queen of England were the same.
I love the fact that the governor says you can be Aquaman as long as you stay in Nebraska.
You only get to talk to the lobster tank.
I command all goldfish in everybody's house to dance like somebody, and you're like, they have to follow it.
Yeah.
Could she order the mass killing of every goldfish in Nebraska?
She oversees every toilet funeral.
So she sends like a bagpipe to the house honoring.
But today we honor Goldie. It's a 21 flush salute.
Oh no. He lived long. He was a good goldfish. It's too bad we fed him twice this day. Oh no. Well, okay, so there's more. It says it was created in 1931 as a fun way to honor honor prominent Nebraska citizens. But it's since lost all its fun and whimsy as it got increasingly political. In 2018, 2 women who had received the award protested the group. Okay, wait, I'm going to have to go back here. In 2018, 2 women who had received the award protested the group Turning Point USA. So in the true beta fashion, the governor revoked their admiral status for exercising their First Amendment rights. He took a joke award away?
Wow.
What? So it says here, the list of notable recipients is mostly Republican politicians and presidents, athletes, and entertainers, but you know who conspicuously isn't on the list of notable admirals. Republican president, it's Republican president, athlete, and entertainer Donald Trump. They don't even trust him to be the fake commander of the great landlocked Nebraska Navy. Nebraska either needs to get on that soon or not have any natural disasters in the next 4 years. So, I mean, to be honest, I think it's going to hit. He's on the docket, right? He has to be.
Yeah. I assume there's a ballot and he just wasn't eligible for it yet.
Yeah, like, I mean, or they maybe, you know what they probably did do is they probably said, no, we can't give him that title because he's going to take it seriously. Right? And he'll be like, every goldfish needs to come out and start working on American stuff. Everybody's got to work.
Got the proper paperwork. I love goldfish. I've always loved goldfish. But the fact of the matter is, American goldfish are dumb as fuck.
I just need the American goldfish to vote. That's all.
That's all I need. Look. No American goldfish holds an engineering job. That's true.
Fucking
sad.
God damn it, Joe. Shit. Okay, here we go. Fact number 2. There is a 9th century French king known as Charles the Bald. He was not bald. I think I heard this. Okay, so
I feel this was like a previous question. He had like 4 nicknames, and one of them was bald. But I think it was like rhetoric.
I say we just go true. Yeah. I have a feeling. So we're gonna go true on fact number 2 that the 9th century French king known as Charles the Bald, he was not actually bald. 3, 2, 1, bam! It is true. This is from Wikipedia and Britannica.com. This is a throwback to our French episode.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, it says right here. Optional +1 bonus if you remember this. The fake king's name was Charles the Asinine. Oh,
okay.
That was the question. I remember that was the question.
Yeah.
Plenty of pictures depict and statues depict Charles the Bald with a full head of hair. So the 2 primary schools of thought on how he got the name was A, compared to his brothers, he was bald from a land ownership standpoint, and B, ironically, he was actually super hairy. So it's like,
right,
Little John, 6'7", yeah. So the writer says, I'm no historian, but it feels like there should be a third option. He was bald, but he cut the heads off of anyone who depicted him that way.
Right. Like, I mean, you can just have portraits and statues made.
I mean, yeah. Well, who's gonna, like, it's fucking, medieval times. Like, depict me as a Super Saiyan, please.
Right.
Who's going to say otherwise?
Nobody, yeah.
They're like, obviously, Charles II was a Super Saiyan. Look at these paintings.
There's a statue.
A statue of him fighting Goku. So it says here, one of the things Charles the Bald is known for is being hastily buried 300 miles from his burial plot because they couldn't stand the stench of his decaying corpse. They eventually moved him a few years later. That's got to be bad. Like, people put up with a lot of crap, literally, like figuratively and literally.
Medieval times smelled.
And the fact that his corpse smelled so bad, like, there was something else going on, right? That's like...
Or, I mean, there wasn't, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
But no, let him rest in the sun.
Let him sun dry. That's
you want to cook the humors out.
No, keep the pus in his body for transport.
Bloat's good for the body.
You want to capture the fluids and the body.
Bring the royal bucket. We need to put it underneath him.
Imagine just being like, guys, we got to bury him here. I'm done. 300 miles before, too. Like, that's like right out of town. Like he gets right out of town. He's like, I can't.
We're not making it.
Put him in the hole.
Birds are falling out of the sky. That's got to be a sign.
Yeah. This is bad omen. It says last part here.
Look, we all agreed this guy was asinine, right? Like, we can just drop him here.
Dude, fuck yeah. Charles the Asinine, right? And put him in the plot.
Look, man.
It says here Charles the Bald was followed by Charles the Fat, who was probably not overweight. The Fat nickname came centuries later, likely just to be a dick, as his reign was a political disaster. I mean, I would love it if we slapped a nickname on, Trump the Fat.
It's like I've always said, Never trust a Chuck.
Donald the Fat. Donald the Orange.
I mean, that's how history is going to remember it.
I hope so. God, that'd be so funny. And hundreds of years later, so we'll be long dead.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, the reign of Donald the Orange. One podcast survived to tell this story.
As confusing as it was terrifying. Reign of Donald the Orange.
God. Okay, it says, this is from Wikipedia. Quote, there is no contemporary reference to Charles' physical size, but the nickname has stuck and is the common name in most modern English languages. French is Charles Le Gros. German is Karl der Dick. Italian is Carlo il Grosso. To be remembered as Il Grosso. Oh, Il Grosso. There we go. Brutal. So we actually got 2 points off that one. What the?
That's a mean word for fat.
I mean, calling somebody fat as a derogatory term, it kind of stings a little bit, you know.
Imagine if people called you gross.
Like, yeah, you gross, hairy, and fat, and somehow you're bald too, and you're
you piece of shit,
and your carcass smells disgusting.
Fucking asinine.
All right, here we go. Fact number 3. In the 19th century, the British military had so many meaningless and conflicting titles that it was difficult to know who was in charge at any given time. It was the title ambiguity that led to the famously disastrous charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah. The British caste system is very complicated.
It is. It is very complicated. Especially when you can get you can actually get titles for people.
Once you get out of the royal family, it's just a smorgasbord of fucking titles. And you're what are these? What are they?
But I get it though. It's kind of fun, you know.
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to be the Duke of something, just so I can say I'm the Duke of something.
I mean, honestly, there has to be some way to get that title because what stops you?
Right? Yeah.
And you're Joe, the Duke of Washington. What is there any stipulation to say? No, you a Duke is this specific. You can't be president of the United States. That is a job that you have to be elected. You can call yourself that, but it's not that. But what's the Duke?
Yeah. I can just call myself how many people just call themselves Colonel?
Yeah.
That never were in the military, so
I mean, how many people have called themselves doctor and are not supposed to, and they're still fine? There's this fucking Pepper guy running around.
I do it every week.
Dr. Joe.
Yeah, fucking it.
You're like, God damn it, Joe. Don't worry, I'm a doctor. Well, Joe, you can be the Duke. Okay.
Thanks, man.
You can be.
Is it official? I'm the Duke of Allegendly?
Well, wait. Before we come up with what you are, I'm assuming, I hope this is true, and she gives examples, and then we can make our titles off those examples.
Also, I mean, I think, honestly, I should be the Earl of something.
Ooh, I get it.
Yeah.
And then you got to put Master General in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Earl Master General.
Ooh, that's got a good ring to it.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so we're going to go true on fact number 3?
Yes.
All right, for fact
number 3. The Earl of Master Commander rules it.
Yes, I ruled in my favor. All right, so we're going to go true on fact number 3 that 19th century British military has so many meaningless and conflicting titles that it is difficult to know who is in charge at any given time. 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh, it's false. Oh, no. I'm so sad now. I wanted examples.
Well, here's the thing. I disagree.
If one gives, then who's to say that they're going to overthrow Earl?
Look, I'm confused by it all the time, so I think it's true.
So it says here, the Brits are no strangers to the hierarchies, and their military titles carried weight. And in what I'm sure is a complete coincidence, people of wealth often held titles or higher titles than those, and those with higher titles got cushier military gigs. This relaxed, casual approach to a merit-based promotion system might be how a 60-something Lord Raglan ended up commander of an entire field army in Crimea when he had last been a junior officer 40 years earlier in his 20s. So there's more.
I don't see the problem.
He earned it. Honestly, they wouldn't have given him the title.
Look at this pile of gold.
Damn.
It says here, in 1854, Lord Raglan was doing an ocular pat-down of the enemy from a hilltop and spotted some Russians trying to steal some of their shit. He decided that it was a job for the Light Brigade, who was well-suited to shoo these rascally Russians off their fast, unarmored horses. Because Raglan had no experience and sucked at his job, the order he sent down to the Light Brigade was ambiguous, like saying, "You see those Russians? Charge at them," without noting which Russians or which direction he was facing. Unfortunately, the Light Brigade was directly facing a large, heavily fortified, well-armed, and entirely different group of Russian soldiers than the ones Raglan was looking at. From their perspective, DPS was being told to tank with no healers. A suicide mission. That is.
Man.
That was bad. They famously tanked away and predictably sustained heavy casualties, including the loss of 400 horses. It is considered one of the biggest military blunders in British history, but it did inspire a lovely poem about how much honor there is in blind obedience resulting in mass casualties. Hot take: Tennyson's The Charge of the Light Brigade is a garbage propaganda poem that sucks. It is here. ... I'm sure there's a little bit. There's not to make reply. There's, which is THEIR.
Mm-hmm.
There's not to reason why. There's but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. And the writer says, "Please just fuck off."
Yeah. Nice.
Damn. That is the epitome of shut up and follow orders. Like,
yeah, right.
Damn. Like, well, we are depressingly there now. So, but yeah. So,
okay.
Congratulations. You are now Earl of Master General.
Sure, man.
Earl of Master General.
Look, at some point, this just loses all meaning.
It doesn't.
And
no, it doesn't.
I don't as the Earl of the show, I don't appreciate that. Like, I want my name to carry weight.
Shit. Okay, here we go. Fact number 4. Most High, Potent, and Illustrious Prince was the formal way to address the late North Korean dictator Kim Jong II. You know, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think this is false because that seems too short.
But yeah, I'm going to go I'm pretty sure there's something about him being born in the sun.
Yeah.
And shooting a hole in one. So.
Yeah, fighting off the evil Western dictators, Western presence, and all that
Breaker
shit.
of change, father of dragons.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he has to, right? Like,
I think we're missing a few key points here.
Why would you stop at 3 if you were that aggressive of a dictator?
Look, I think no, it's not. He's born in the sun. He was born in like a flower petal or some shit.
Damn. Got the highest score at Donkey Kong.
Galaga.
Beat Pac-Man.
Dunked on Dennis Rodman.
Dunked on, fucking, winner of 500 Oscars. Right?
Coolest haircut ever.
Yeah, buffest guy in North Korea. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I was
never pulls out.
He's got Riz Master, shit like that.
Donald Trump wishes he was.
This title just keeps fucking going. God, dude. I mean, I would.
Winner of season 3 of The Apprentice. And season 4 of The Bachelor.
Oh, shit. He won every batch. They just gave him the title of winner of The Bachelor, period.
Survivor was based off of his life.
So yeah, I'm gonna go false because I think it's a bigger title.
Yeah, I think that's only the first sentence.
Yeah. So all right, let's go false on fact number 4. The most high, potent, and illustrious prince was the formal way to address the late Korean dictator Kim Jong II. 3, 2, 1, bam! It is false. So it is most high, potent, and illustrious or noble prince is actually a formal way to address a duke in England, often shortened to the most noble. It has sounded true. If it sounded true, that's because North Koreans are masters of creative dicksuckery, probably for their own survival. The late Kim Jong II did have an impressive sounding titles, but it did not, including but not limited to. Oh, here you go. Eternal Blossom of Hot Love, Ever Victorious Iron Will Commander, and my personal favorite, Dear Leader, who is a perfect incarnation of the appearance that a leader should have.
Oh man, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, it says here the last one sounds like if you asked his age,
leader of animals and totally fuckable.
That's pleaser of women.
Yeah.
I have the best smelling natural body odor. My musk is off the charts.
Eyes so fierce he doesn't need cunnilingus.
So, I mean, I'm going to give it to him because Kim Jong, I think, was pretty old, right, when he passed. And I thought he was like 70 or something, 80. So, I mean, and that was years ago, right? So, I mean, this guy probably lived through like the 1930s. So his fucking shit was pretty boring. I want to see the nicknames of the next dictator. You know, you got Kim Jong-un now. Whoever takes over for him is going to have some like video game shit, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, for real.
Like, he's like, you call me Blaster Master Ken Griffey Jr. Badass Home Run the second.
Yep. Shit. Okay. Here we go. Fact number 5. There are 3 European kings whose nicknames translate to, quote, the one who farts. And
I feel like I'm being set up.
I feel like I'd rather be the one who farts than the one who sharts. I feel like that's a better...
You're saying I'd rather be the one who smelt it than the one who dealt it?
Yes. Because here's the thing, right? That was a nickname for somebody. The one who shits their pants. I mean, if you got a clean fart,
Charles the bald bed shitter.
Great Charles the bricklayer. Muddiest of bricks.
Charles Butt Mason.
Great Charles of the Bud. Man was a gardener, apparently.
Open cheeks, James.
Open cheeks. Spread. Charles the Spread.
Honestly, it could be a term of endearment. Man's like, because, like, dude, people in the past are weird. We know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, I imagine there were so many people, like, high-ranking people with gout that, like, I bet flatulence was quite present.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, and like, shit and all that piss and shit and things like that, that was just kind of like a day-to-day thing. Like, I go back to Mozart because that fucking rattled my cage a little too much. The man was obsessed with, like, diarrhea and shitting on people. Like, fucking, he thought it was hot and funny. Like, so a man who farts, like, that could honestly be a term of endearment. Oh,
right. Great farting.
Like, yeah, I imagine they're like, oh, the king whose fart smelled of roses.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He never had a fart I didn't want to smell.
Yeah.
My God.
My king. It both gave me and cured my pink eye.
I don't know about you, but I cured my syphilis. I have a full head of hair now. I'm no longer James the Bald.
So what are you feeling? True or false?
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah, I got nothing to go against it. And people are weird.
Well, yeah, so, and like multiple people, sure.
Yeah, fuck it. There's 3. Yeah. Fucking 3 of them. Who cares? I mean, and there's like a billion nicknames for these people, so I would say it's a pretty safe bet. So, all right. So for fact number 5, there are 3 European kings whose nickname translates to the ones who fart or one who farts. We're gonna go true. 3, 2, 1. Bam! Oh, it's false. She got us. She got us. Oh no! So it says here, be sure there weren't any. Or to be sure there weren't any, I searched for the king who farted. And almost all results were about a 12th century hero, Roland the Farter. Remember him?
I do, the jester.
Yep, he was the one jump, one whistle, one fart.
Amazing. Man of many talents.
The king who farted. This guy shows up.
A true jack of all trades.
I can't get over how amazing that is. Just doop.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, look. It sounds dumb, but you try to do it. Like,
it goes back to our previous, you go play in the NBA, you try to fucking blow a whistle, jump, and fart at the same time.
Yeah.
It's fucking impossible.
He might be the worst in the King's Court, but he's better than you. That's for sure.
I'm going to start a roll-in challenge where you try to blow a whistle, jump, and fart at the same time.
Yeah.
And see how many people don't shit their pants. The jumping really unlodges things,
Oh, what?
Hey, look, for better or for worse, we did actually pretty good. We got the bonus. So
we got 4, right?
Yeah, we got 4. 4 out of 5 this week, dude. Is that bonus that you fucking nailed? That's what saved us. We would have had an average 3 out of 5, but we did better. I think that deserves an award.
that deserves an honorific.
Yeah. Well, you have to tell me what my honorific is. What's my title now?
Oh, you didn't like all the ones bestowed upon you about the Great Lakes?
Oh, I'm the Great Lakes guy?
Yeah,
Perfect.
you were born up there, right?
Shit, yeah, North Dakota.
Yeah,
fucking.
It's kind of close to the Great Lakes, right?
Like, yeah, I am the Master General Admiral of North Dakota. Your title says it all. Obviously, you are cut above the rest.
Did you see his gold bars?
His resume is just one long title.
I'm not gonna lie, I stopped reading.
I got 2 lines in it. Obviously, he's better than me. So, oh fuck,
and there it is. Finally, there it is. That was this week's Allegendly Podcast. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and at Blue Sky at Allegendly and on TikTok while we have it from our cold dead hands.
It'll be longer, but we have Blue Sky and we got YouTube.
We have the Blue Sky.
YouTube.
Where this is true, I just learned that when you post on Blue Sky, it's called a skeet, and that, as a man who was born, who came up in the early 2000s, is the funniest shit I can imagine. People are skeeting all over the place.
You cannot be serious.
I'm very serious.
I am looking this up.
What is old is new again. Fucking catch all our skeets on the Blue Sky at Allegendly.
Yeah.
And if you don't want, and of course, if you don't want to look at these ugly mugs, you can always find the audio wherever you find your podcasts. And until next time, I'll skeet you around.
I was gonna say that. I was totally